Isle of Dogs is a brainchild of Wes Anderson. And with all of Wes Anderson's films, stories, it's like opening a present and you have no idea what's inside. And you're surprised. You're introduced to worlds that you're not familiar with. And I think that's what great artists do, as Wes is. He, he invites people in to see cultures and sensibilities of areas that you're not aware of, languages, and not just, it's just beautiful. And this is no different. Isle of Dogs has themes that are addressing socio-political conditions that we are facing, not just in our particular country, but everywhere in the world. And audiences will glean those ideals from a variety of different places. Basically, though, it's about love. It's about placement. It's about identity. My character, Chief, is a stray dog, a homeless being. Some resentment and anger and uncertainty and anxiety. He fights. He scraps because he may not eat if he doesn't. So he's got to defend his turf, but he has no idea what his purpose is. And through the course of the movie, it becomes clear what he was born to do, what it was his destiny. And it's noble, and it's loving, and it's encompassing of the world that he inhabits. And it's beautiful. The frame of mind, really, though, not to contradict you, is just to allow yourself to feel those traits, those idiosyncrasies of that character. We have always transferred our own human experiences and personalities onto our pets. So this was no different. So I didn't look at him, oh, what would a dog be thinking? No, a dog is capable of love and anger and fear and all those things that humans can feel. So just bring those human traits to the surface, and then whatever note that you're bringing, the other actors are bringing other notes, and then it's up to Wes Anderson to be the conductor of this orchestra and to be able to play it a little more of that, a little less of that. Now we need that, and be that person to bring all those notes into create a symphony. He knows specifically what he wants, but sometimes it's elusive, and he's very vulnerable in some cases, and he'll readily admit, I'm not quite sure about this beat or this moment or something. And that is a wonderful trait in a human being because he's offering up his own uncertainty at any given point, to which actors embrace that kind of vulnerability. And we want to support him. And the only reason that actors come back and back and back to work with him is because of that nature. He's not dictatorial, but he's not a doormat either. He knows where he wants to go, but sometimes the route is circuitous and you don't actually know which door to open to get to it. And so you use that collaborative sensibility to be able to help each other get to his vision. The only thing that actors have in the beginning of doing an animated are sketches, sketches that you see of your character and also others and the world a little bit, and then you read the script, and then you use your own imagination to see how it would come together. And even still, as imaginative as you can be, the world of Wes Anderson is another level. It deep and up, and it opens up, and you go, "Wow! I couldn't have imagined this with the the cumulative factor of the vision and the sound and the music and the language and the culture, and it's like a bouquet of flowers that you receive, and it's magnificent. Usually in animated projects, as you know, you're compartmentalized. Um, in the previous animated projects that I've done, I've always been on my own. And so you just heavily rely on the director to be able to say, I need you to if be a little angrier in this note because the response is, hey, take it easy, you know. So you give over to that. In this case, about 2.5 years ago, we were able to get together in New York with Wes, and in the same booth was Bob Balaban, Edward Norton, and Bill Murray and myself. So that's four of the five members of this pack. Jeff Goldblum, who is very antisocial, would not be a part of this group. I'm busting his chops. He just wasn't available. He was doing a movie. And so he wasn't available to do it. He had to record it separately. But it's, you know, it's beautiful to be able to see how they're playing it and where does my character fit in. And once again, it's up to Wes to cast it properly so that he has the clarity and distinction of the characters in his mind and be able to direct it accordingly. It's surprising and yet not. Surprising in the sense that, like any good art, you're introduced to things that you're not familiar with, elements that you wouldn't have thought of, that Wes's own imagination will allow. And that's the glory of working with him. And on the other hand, you knew that it was heading in the general direction of where it could be. So you're not shocked by, oh, I had no idea it was, but you're just wonderfully surprised. You know, you have an idea of what you hope it to be, and then it's 10 times better than that, and so you're you're delighted basically, and I can't wait to work with him again. He's generous and open and collaborative, and just a lovely man to be with. It's not imperative that you like or even really become fond of or love the people that you work with, but it just makes the experience better. And that's what I want now at my age. I don't want to work with jerks. I'm just not interested. I want to have a good experience. And this certainly was that. Well, Isle of Dogs is about identity, searching for one's identity, asking yourself, where do I belong? What is my destiny in this world? I think a lot of people are looking for that. On a more meta level, it deals with social issues and political issues on immigration and xenophobia, greed, fear mongering. Are we being manipulated into, as a group, into believing certain things are true when they're not necessarily true? To stop and think, I know this is what we're told, but let me decipher this and see if it's the truth. And in this day, an age of fake news and post-truth reality, I think it's more important than ever to communicate with others, feel what's right for you, and communicate with your friends and feel what is the message. So these are themes that anyone from around the world can pick up through this movie. But also, it's very entertaining. It's very heartfelt. It's funny in many places, and you follow this journey, and you invest in the character of these dogs as you would any human being. It's really a beautiful film.